you've got Atlanta, which even, we had
Most people are picking the Astros.
Yeah, I've got the Astros in 6. We actually talked, Rob, to John Schmaltz this morning on First Things First.
Okay.
Obviously, he's hoping the Braves can win it. But even talking to him, I mean, the Astros are a real awesome team. I mean, they got the best
on
hitting
paper,
in
they're the
baseball.
best team.
Yeah. So why are you going? Like you said, Rod Allen went with Houston. Why are you going with the Braves?
Now I want to say this: if Dusty wins, I'll be happy for him because he's like a legendary figure in baseball. Chris, one of the best managers who's never won. So I wouldn't be mad.
Is he already a Hall of Famer? Manager,
I think he is because he's won.
He's one of the winningest. Yeah.
Right, but he won the division this year. So now he's won a division with 5 different teams. Nobody's ever done that. Like, not just make the playoff, win the division.
Yeah.
So that separates
I agree.
him.
I think he is. But this will seal it.
Oh,
this will seal it. Yeah.
This would be it. And Dusty's 72, Chris. Like, time is ticking, even though Tony La Russa is like 92. But you know my point is...
Hey, you were hating on La Russa, man. He did a good job this year.
Did they make the World Series? Oh, okay. No,
they made the playoffs.
No, I got it. You
got to give them a little love.
They made it the World Series. They made the playoffs the year before without him too. That's a good team that he picked up, but that's fine. It was better than I thought it would be, Chris. It was. But in Dusty's case, if he were to win, wouldn't be mad. Here's why I'm picking the Atlanta Braves. They shouldn't be here. On paper, they're not.
Wow. That's great.
No, I'm just.
So if the Jets somehow rebound and make the Super Bowl, you picking them?
Yes, if the Jets made the Super Bowl, yes, I'm picking the Jets. And I'm going to bet so many shekels, that I don't know what I'll do with myself if I win. But no, I mean, from this standpoint, Chris, it's very seldom that you could lose your best player. And Ozuna was lost as well. We don't even talk about him, but I'm talking about Ronald Acuna Jr., Chris, who is a stud and a star in Major League Baseball.
Right.
They lost him in July. They made a lot of trades to rebuild the outfield and to retool this team on the fly. They won the division, Chris, probably a combination of the Atlanta Braves being good, but the Mets fading and Philadelphia fading, right? That's why they won the division
this year. Yeah.
Exactly. So they won that. But then they went up. Milwaukee had a great year. They beat Milwaukee. And then the Dodgers on paper should have easily, and Chris, even with the injuries and all the other stuff people want to bring up, which I'm not going to legitimize. I'm not going to let Dodger fans let the Dodgers off the hook.
Well, because Atlanta's a prime example.
Yes, they had a ton of injuries. And here's the other thing, Chris. Those games were all close. Atlanta got the big hits. They walked off the first 2 games in their last at bat. They didn't blow the Dodgers out like it was 10-2 and they had no shot. If that happened, then I would say, okay, yeah, like the Dodgers just didn't have a shot. They didn't have their guys. They were in all those games. So they win the first 2 games in that last at bat. The Dodgers storm back in game 3, win that. Everybody thinks the tide has turned. And what do the Braves do? They storm back in game 4 with that big 9-2 victory. Chris, that's when I hooked into the Braves. And I'm like, this ain't the usual Atlanta Braves choking it down, about to roll up into a ball and roll into a corner. I was like, they got something. And then the last thing I'm going to say, I'm going to turn over to you. Game 6 against the Dodgers. Dodgers have second and third. It scores 4-2. Second and third, nobody out. And they got hitters coming up. Right. Pujols, Mookie Betts was the third guy in that inning. Souza, I think, was second in that inning. And they got a bullpen, Chris, with 3 hard-throwing left-handers who can come in. I don't care if you're batting right, left, switch hitter. They can get people out. And boom, 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 3 strikeouts in a row, walked off the mound. And I just said to myself, this is different. This is not what I've seen from the Braves. So on paper, the Astros should win. They have the better team. They're battle-tested, Chris. They've won They've been in the World Series 3 of the last 5 years, right? Won the division 5 straight years.
Right.
I mean, they've been to the ALCS, I should say, 5 straight years. World Series 3 out of 5. Who can argue with the Astros? They're the better team. I'm picking Atlanta in 6.
It sounds like you think that Atlanta is a team of destiny.
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, when your logic is, I'm picking Deontay Wilder. Why? He can't box. You clearly think they're a team of destiny. No. Look, Rob, there's no doubt that in baseball this could happen. I mean, the fact that, like you said, that they're here, you got to give them a legitimate chance. I'm going with the Astros because, as I said, they got the best offense in baseball. I mean, Rob, there isn't a weak link in that lineup. And you're right. I do think on paper, the one edge you can give the Braves is, I think, pitching.
Right. And
I think starting and
especially.
bullpen. Yeah, starting and bullpen. I think they've got the advantage there. But I kind of feel like these are two. You mentioned, the Braves' resiliency and all that. I think both of these teams are like that. Look, I felt like the Astros World Series from 2017 should be taken away from him.
Right.
So I'm not like an Astros fan by any stretch of the imagination.
No, you're just looking at the two teams, right, and deciding based off of what they look like, not whether or not you want to punish them or you hope they lose. Because there are people in Baseball America today, Chris, who are hoping that they lose.
Oh,
because
I'm sure.
They hate them.
I'm sure. But I have to admit, Rob, this is a team that is resilient from on the field, the way they play on the field, to wearing that dishonorable badge for the last few years, right? I mean, everybody thinking they're cheaters. We know they didn't go to the All-Star game, those that made the game,
they have
because
4
they didn't
guys
want
on
to
the
deal
team,
with it.
Chris. Nobody showed up.
Right. Like they've had to wear it. And like you said, much of baseball, if not most of baseball, pulling against them. And yet they continue to go out there and produce as well as any team in the league. And so, and Rob, I saw a number today that really knocked me off my feet. In the playoffs, the Astros have scored 67 runs. Mm-hmm. 45 of them have come with 2 outs.
Yeah, I know.
That is ridiculous.
That is ridiculous.
You know what I'm saying?
You know how hard it is to hit, especially with runners in scoring position and with 2 outs, Chris. 2-out knocks is the lifeline of a good team because most people can't get hits with 2 outs.
Right. That's unbelievable. And so I'm going with the Astros. Let me ask you this. If the Astros win, and like you said, you won't be upset by that because of Dusty Baker, do they – the 5 straight ACLS, Rob, 3 trips to the World Series in these 5 years, one that will have been 2 World Series championships in these 5 years, do they become, at least in modern baseball history, and I mean modern, I'm talking about, last 30, 40 years.
Right.
Are they one of the top teams in that period? I mean, do we have to really start giving them that?
No, you have to look at it. No, they've beaten the other good teams. They beat the Dodgers. They beat the Yankees in the ALCS a couple times, Chris. They beat the Dodgers in the World Series. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you could look at it. The only thing that is a little different is 3 and 5 years. They never won back-to-back. Like, when you look at, like, the real dynasties and the best teams, like that Yankee team of the 90s with Jeter and Bernie Williams, Chris, they won 3 in a row, 4 out of 5. Those are the really special teams. That doesn't take anything away. The Giants had a run like this, too, when the San Francisco won, like, 3 in 6 years or 3.
Right.
They like won a World Series, didn't make the playoffs the next year. You know what I mean? And then came back and then won. So you look at that Giants run and you go, man, that was impressive, but they never won back-to-back. They didn't win 3 in a row. You start to look at other stuff, and I think the Astros have to win this one. If they lose, Chris, then I don't think it's that special. Right?
No.
It wouldn't be as special.
No way. I mean, they're darn near viewed like we've started to view the Braves.
Right.
And the Dodgers. You got there 5 straight times, or, three
ALCS
times to the
5 in a
playoffs,
row,
and yeah,
right.
and you only won one. So yeah, I'm with you on that. I think the thing, Rob, if they win it, the biggest factor that might keep them from becoming regarded as this all-time great team again, at least over the last 30 years or so, would be the cheating scandal.
Right. No,
That
it's
would
a
be it.
stain that ain't going away.
Right.
And we talk about it, Chris, all the time. There are a lot of people in NFL America who still despise the Patriots and don't give them their full due, right? Their full due. They understand what they did and that they won, but there's still that little I don't know. Did they cheat? How deep was the cheating? It doesn't allow people to embrace the Patriots 100%.